Honestly, if I had a quid for every time somebody asked me this question, I could afford to dress like an adult. Okay, first off, disclaimer, there is no eating in this video. I'm sorry, if it's not your bag or you've been around long enough that you've heard all this before, no worries. Thursday is but a couple of days away, so hopefully you'll join me then for the next normal video. Alright, so I've covered this a great many times before, but I've noticed quite the influx of comments and messages asking the same question again lately. So if you've not heard me explain this in the past, I'm going to try and keep this as simple and concise as possible. I promise. Now, of course, there are variables at play when we talk about energy turnover in the human body, and maybe I can get into that at a later date, or maybe not because, you know, it's boring. But for today, I'm going to try and keep it broad and simple. So how is it that I can eat these huge meals without getting fat? Fast metabolism, running daily ultra marathons, drugs, medical condition, alien DNA? Nah, mate, it's just mathematics with a little bit of thermodynamics thrown in there, you know, sciencey stuff. And honestly, it's kind of concerning to me that most adults don't know how energy turnover in the human body actually works. So let me show you a crudely made graph. The crudest of crudely made graphs. I might as well have done this in crayon. So on this graph, the y-axis shows calorie intake and the x-axis shows time. So on the left, you will see a number of calories, and along the bottom of the graph, you'll see days of the week. Now, I've shared this tons of times on social media, in posts, private messages. It's really nothing new. Now, the blue line shows what my calorie intake would look like if I didn't, you know, eat like a So you'll see 3,000 calories evenly distributed over 7 days of the week. This totals 21,000 calories. Now, that is slightly higher than average, but bear in mind that I'm more active than the average person, one who, say, drives to work in the morning, works a desk job, and then doesn't do any exercise. Now, if I eat like this, it's impossible, I mean scientifically, irrefutably impossible for me to gain weight. There is no surplus of energy consumed through food, which my body can then deposit as fat or indeed muscle. Now, the green line, I don't know why I keep doing this with my finger. The green line shows a more accurate representation of how I currently eat. Let me say at this point, I do not recommend that you eat this way. If nothing else, the huge peaks and troughs in calorie intake will affect your sleep, your mood, and of course your energy levels. But you can learn something from it and apply it to your own life at a less extreme level, especially with Christmas coming up. Of course, everyone loves to eat that time of year, so it might help you out a little bit. Notice that in both examples, the total number of calories taken in over the course of a week is 21,000. That's, for me, caloric maintenance. So there is no logical way that I can gain weight unless, of course, I were to reduce activity level. In simple terms, if I didn't move as much, I wouldn't need to eat as much to, you know, sustain my body weight. Now, of course, as I mentioned at the start of the video, there are variables which affect this model: the thermic effect of food, different macronutrient constituents, and we haven't even touched on nutrition, what to eat, because of course, eating fruits, vegetables, foods rich in fiber and, you know, micronutrients, things like that, that's important for health reasons. Not that I want to sound like your mummy, but that's an issue for another day. I'm trying to give you like a broad, simple approach right now. So for the sake of simplicity, that's that. If you didn't know, now you know. I've kind of got it off my chest. I feel a little bit better now. Hopefully some of the newer subscribers understand it. Hopefully it helps some people out. And like I said, you can kind of apply this knowledge, you know, at a less extreme level. If you like to eat a bit of junk food on a Saturday and a Sunday, you know, just take it easy on the days before and the days after, you know. Eat less calories and you can enjoy those days when you eat a little bit more and you know, not feel guilty about eating food. Everyone loves to eat food. Anyway, Thursday is only a couple of days away. We'll be back to doing some normal fun stuff. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you then. I'm off to eat a salad.